over millions of Kenyans are demanding that they say yes. These people who are rightfully chosen to lead are demanding that she says yes. So next, I've already talked about the risk of living expansion, but there's something that I need to add. Now, Jane Wanjiku is a female. Jane Wanjiku is a female. We have not been told whether she has a family. We have not been told whether she has a female, whether she is a single mother, sorry. So if she loses this position, what do you think is going to look to everybody else? She will not be able to find any source of work, so she will not be able to provide for her children. So for 1 second, let's think in her shoes. Let's put ourselves in that position where she has to go home every day to feed people so that she can be able to get money to take her children to school and do all these kind of things that you're trying to do. So the other thing that I want to improvise is that her party is the man that she says yes, right? Meaning that if she says yes, she will not get removed, she can still stay there. And as my first speaker has said, she can be able to talk to the party that is forwarding this financial bill and maybe elaborate some changes. But if she says no, that is immediate expulsion. There's no listening, it's immediate expulsion. So how do you think she's going to be able to convince the government that they want her to convince if she's fired? They won't even listen to her at that point. So when people make decisions, a wise man once told me, when people make decisions, they can't explain to you exactly why you've made all those decisions. She just tells you the decision, she tells you the decision that she has made, and the reasons she'll tell you after. Even when you go to a place of work, people don't promote you or put you in higher ranks. When you start asking questions, why should you do this, why should you do that? They will put you in higher ranks, or they will push you because we are pushing people who are under us or on top of us to higher ranks. If we listen to what they say, if we do as they say, so maybe if she says yes and she stays inside of that position, she can be able to change things. So she can't tell you the reason why she's saying yes, but here today, I can. So, right now, I want to tell you that if she says yes, there is a possibility of a career advancement, which I have just told you. So, if she says yes, the political party will most likely continue listening to her. And the achievements that she has for a greater country, for a better country, most likely than the one that is here today, she will be able to achieve them. All of those things that she has inside her mind, the only way that she can put them into course, because she's an official, she's an official in parliament. Officials in parliament are supposed to better the country. So the only way that she can achieve anything that she has in her career, anything that she had planned to do in her career, is if she says yes to this financial bill. The second thing that I would like to put across is the loss of her political seat, as I was using in my elaboration. The loss of her political seat. She's a female, she's young. There are so many other reasons, thousands of reasons that I could give why if she loses her seat, it could be a bad decision. I mean, she was elected there for God's sake. She had the ability to convince more than 1 million people that she's a good fit to lead them. Do you really think it's going to be hard to convince a couple of people in parliament? No, it's not going to be, because she's smart. Now, I would like to leave you with a quote from a very wise man. He once said that change is brought about by the people that you trust the most. I'll be filing. I hope that you guys will have listened to everything I said and understand why we have taken the motion today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for such a fine speech. Now we welcome the second speaker from the affirmative side.
Ladies in the room, gentlemen in the room, please listen to me as I tell you why Jane Wanjiku should vote no. A very wise teacher from my school named Mr. Gerard said that no matter how long you have been walking in the wrong direction, you always have an option to turn back. And I am saying that Jane Wanjiku, no matter how wrong her decision was to walk with the wrong party for a very long time, she still has a chance to turn back and not vote yes to this finance bill and vote no. Before I explain further, I want to flag an error that I have noticed from team opposition. Team opposition has shallow explanation. I will prove this by the fact that the first speaker used the Swahili word. I'm very sure that this is not allowed, because how do we understand foreign languages? We only understand English. Okay, so I want to say that your points are rejected. I will not be taking any POIs because I want you to understand what I am speaking of. So I want to say that your points are invalid. Why? Because you have said that the first proposer said that if she says no, she can convince the party to reform. Okay, party reforms. Okay, but I want to tell you that if she votes yes, this finance bill is depending on her. If she votes yes, then the finance bill becomes a law. If she votes no, it does not become a law. If she votes yes, it becomes a law. Then how will she convince party reforms in her party? How will this help her constituents? Your point was invalid. I also want to tell you that you gave a point which says that voting yes gives her better chances in her political career. But I want to tell you that staying with the party does not matter. Parents, I'm pretty sure you are conversant with Kenyan history. Do you remember when leaders like Masinde Muliro were not satisfied with KANU and they decided to form another party, another better party? So, if they want Jane to stick with the party, how will her political career be better in any way if she sticks with the party? Yet the party could be dissolved at any time. The party could change at any time. Another party could be formed. How will there be betterment in her political career if she votes yes? I also want you to remember that political career, the betterment of her political career will be determined by the voters. The ratio of voters to those in the party is 500:1. I want to tell you that there are 500 voters who will vote for her if she says no. There is only, the decisions of the party do not matter when it comes to a political career. Because a party is like an unstable wall. If it is touched by just a very little pressure, it could fall. I hope you have understood, because I care about this country. And that's why Jane should vote no. Now, I could say that all their points are invalid, as I did. And then I would tell you why I say they're invalid. But I'm not such a person, so I will tell you why they are invalid. My first point is according to the United Nations. My first point is political integrity. By voting according to her beliefs and will of her constituents, Jane demonstrates political integrity. This can build a reputation as a principled leader who prioritizes public welfare over party politics, which could be beneficial for her long-term political career. As I explained earlier, this voting no is very beneficial to her long-term political career. How? Because the voters are the ones that matter, not the party. Without voters, there are no leaders. We all know this, as we are well conversant with what democracy is. Okay, so I want to give another point, which is representation of the constituents. When you vote for a leader, you vote for that leader because you trust in that leader. Because you are very sure that this leader is a good leader who understands her role when I vote for her. As a representative of Nairobi, Jane's duty is to serve the interests of her constituents. The widespread opposition to the finance bill indicates that her constituents are against it. Voting no aligns her actions with the will of the people she represents, maintaining her credibility and trust with them. Voters only vote for the people who care about them, because they are thinking people. Children are not voting, grown-ups are voting for the betterment of their lives. Today in Kenya, you pay to live. Yes, you pay to live. And let me say, you pay 1,000 shillings to live. But if Jane votes yes to the finance bill, then you will be paying 3,000. Who wants to pay 3,000 to live? Anyone? Lift up your hand. Opposers, don't want to pay 3,000 to live? Okay. Then I guess you are proposing the fact that Jane should vote no. Okay? Yeah, you are. Jane should vote no.
That affect us all. And one of the politicians, Jane Wanjiku, a vibrant 29-year-old politician, representing Nairobi West constituency, faces a pivotal movement as the ruling coalition, which she belongs to, pushes for a controversial finance bill that will increase taxes and the cost of living. Despite widespread public opposition, the party demands a yes, and that's what I will and will be going with. So, from all the members, with the risk of expulsion for disasters, torn between her party's directive and her constituents' concern, Jane must decide whether to align with the party and risk losing public support or vote against the bill and face possible expulsion, a decision that will significantly impact her political future. This House, as Jane Wanjiku, vote no. Now, my part of this debate is to oppose this motion. And first, I wish to start with a rebuttal from one of the points that our first speaker and the second speaker who speaks before me have said. First and foremost of the things, the first speaker talked about the cost of living. I want to ask, even in accordance to the meeting and the journalism had with the president, they asked a similar question. I now want to ask you, why do you think the cost of living is high in Kenya right now? That simple answer is that because of our current state, with our current state of our economy, you have to consider the fact that even us as Kenya right now have a big amount of debt, and we cannot keep on borrowing money in the other states. That's why the government itself came with a plan that was supposed to be used to gain more money, to return our economy, and also pay debts that which is currently our problem. This is by the cost of our living, which is going rising. And also, you have to remember about the point on taxation. That's another source of wealth that the government can gain to eradicate such situations. There you see, it might be unfair, but you're not only thinking about what about now, think about your generations. We're trying to make Kenya a country that which will be beneficial not only to us, but even the current generations that are coming. With these such slight changes, we can change the economy and also pay our debts, which is a very high and hard baggage that Kenya has, which will be offloaded by things like high taxes, by things like high living costs. That is a way of which Kenya, the government, came to eradicate. And another point, okay, I'll finish with my rebuttal from them, and I wish to start with the first opposition point, which is upholding party discipline and unity. Where I'll start by saying, voting against the bill undermines party discipline and unity necessary for effective governance and policy making. To deepen my point further, political parties require cohesion to implement their agendas and maintain stability. Disobedience can weaken party effectiveness and hinder progress on critical issues. As an example, in the UK, MPs who rebel against their party risk weakening the government's ability to negotiate and pass legislation impacting Brexit negotiations. My second point is practicity of legislative goals. My point as goes, voting against the bill may hinder Jane's ability to achieve legislative goals and deliver tangible benefits to her constituents, undermining her effectiveness as a lawmaker. To expand on the bounds of my points, political compromise is often necessary to achieve policy objectives and address pressing issues. Jane dissent will stall progress on important reforms and initiatives. As an example, in Germany, coalition governments rely on party disciplines to pass laws and implement policies that address economic challenges and social welfare. And my third and the last point is economic stability and fiscal responsibility. I wish to explain it in this way. Rejecting the bill jeopardizes economic stability and fiscal responsibility, potentially undermining confidence in government policies and investment. To add bulk in my point, financial decisions impact national and local economics. Jane's vote will affect investors' confidence, economic growth, and the government's ability to fund essential services. And I'll give an example. Greece. MPs' oppositions to austerity measures contributed to economic instability and raised concerns about fiscal sustainability, affecting public trust in government policies. Now, that was my last point, and I wish to leave you all with a moving speech that was given by Michelle Obama, the First Lady, who said we can't bring change by doing the same thing, but only by doing the same thing, by doing the same different things that we can think of. So with that, I wish to leave you all. My name once again is Joshua Peter, the opposition party of Pioneer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the fine speech. We now welcome the third speaker from the community side to deliver his speech.
Gen Z mode activated. From the jury school is Emmanuel Mikuni, proposing the motion and firmly saying Jen should say no. I repeat, from the great jury school. First of all, it's very inhumane. It's very hurtful to see such standing people saying that Jen should say yes. Simply because, first of all, I had someone say, why she says yes, the economy is hard, so she should say yes. Let me tell you one thing. When she says yes, the economy is going to be very high. And you may ask yourself why it's very hurtful. You haven't thought of the marginalized people. Ladies and gentlemen, the marginalized are the ones who are going to be highly affected than those who are able to earn their living, have an upkeep that is able to bring food inside their families, and also have another for recreational. I'm not taking any POI because I want to bring sense into this motion. Then first of all, I want to rebuttal all the points given by the first and the second speaker. Then I'm going to pin our points, and I'm going to give you a punchline that all of you are going to say indeed, Jen should say no. First of all, so to be told, not the millions voted yes. The first speaker said that the millions should vote yes. And let me tell you, in logic sense, the one who is going to say no is the one who was voted by the millions. Whereby, let me elaborate, and I just want to say one politician, and you're going to agree with me, Babu Owino. Then, she'll be able to come out. You say that when she comes out from the seat, she'll not be able to come out. But let me tell you, the voice of the people is very high. The people are the ones who want this finance bill to be said no. Thus, when she gets out from the seat, there's this thing that we learn in history, how MPs can be removed from seat. The people are the one who have the voice. The people are the one who have the say in Kenyan politics. Whereby, when she gets out of the seat, I'm giving you an answer, she can be able to come out. Politicians and anyone can earn a living in very different ways. Whereby, we have the AI, of which you talked about in just a few moments ago, whereby she can post the things online and she can get views. The more you get the views on TikTok and Instagram, you're able to earn a living. You talked of career advancement, and her career depends on the people. You talked of the career. When she says yes, she's going to lose her career. But again, I'll tell you, politics Politics is a career, and the career depends on the people. The people are the ones who have to say. And we are in Kenya, the people are saying no to the finance bill. And you say she's going to make a good decision by saying yes. Why lie? Why lie? That is a bad decision she's going to make. Why saying yes to the finance? Saying yes to the finance bill. So then lastly, politics is not about party loyalty and unity. Again, I tell you, politics is not about party loyalty and unity. It's about the people. It's about representing the people who gave you the opportunity to get inside that seat. And first of all, I'm very sad. Why? You're talking about Germany. I've never been in Germany. I don't know the politics in Germany. Give us examples of which we know. Give us what is happening right now. And you know what is happening right now? No to the finance bill. That's why I say Gen Z mode activated. Then, you say the government should tax the people. Let me give you an alternative. Let me give you a thought. Let the government tax tobacco in Kenya. That's going to bring a big change. And not everyone is using tobacco. That's an alternative I'm giving you. So, let me bring the points that our team proposition have given. First of all, the first speaker talked of the interest of our people, representing the constituencies. By voting no, Jane is representing our constituency very well, simply because being in the parliament is being the voice of the people, whereby by voting no, he is bringing the voice of the people and doing the role which brought her into the seat. Second, when she says yes, she's neglecting and she's being Julius Iscariot, betraying her own people. Then we talked of public support, the economic impact that is going to bring, whereby the marginalized are able to cater for their needs and afford the commodities in Kenya, whereby we are going to pay the debts in a slow rate rather than paying it fast with the finance bill that was proposed. And political integrity. It's your political integrity. You know the meaning of integrity, right? Even I don't have to elaborate it. So I want to pose for you a question, and I'm going to answer myself. How can Jane truly represent the people of Nairobi if she ignores their overwhelming opposition to the finance bill? I think I've already answered that. And second, is it wise for Jane to risk losing the trust and support of her constituents by siding with a controversial bill? You want Jane to lose the trust of her people. Have you thought of her career? When she says yes, she's going to come out of the seat. Then what? The coming election, no one will vote for her. Then I'm going to give you a punchline. Long-term political future. When expulsion is a rise, the act of voting no could position Jane as a future leader in opposition or as an independent candidate. Her action could resonate with the broader base of voters who are delusioned with the current party dynamics, whereby when she says no, she has a long-term political future. Whereby when she says no, she have another time. Thank you. That has been my time, and I'll not rest my case until we give the final punchline. Thank you.
My name is Khaled Baraka, representing Pioneer TMC, and I'm here to propose a motion that says that concerning Jane Onyeku, where she says no to this announcement. First, as the third speaker, I would like to define my views here by saying that I will rebut the points said by the opposing team and give out some further depth explanations of my teammates. Also, I'd like to start by rebuttal. The first proposition speaker came here and mentioned that this finance bill will bring an economic impact, as he says. Well, it's further explained that says that only the government will benefit in saying yes to this finance bill. Yet, my question is, do you know the reasons why finance bills are put out? Do you know what is a finance bill in the first place? This finance bill is put out as a method to reduce the heavy economic harsh impacts that we have on society. Like the second speaker of my team said, the public debt that is rising day in day. That is a negative political impact on the society, and that is one of the reasons why this finance bill is strong. The first proposition speaker also mentioned about public support where they said favor those support their own interests. Something along those lines. Well, I would like to ask you this simple question. Isn't it in the interest of the people to reduce the heavy economic burdens that we have in Kenya? Isn't it in the interest of the people that the government that they have voted in look for the ways and methods to reduce the harsh impact that they're experiencing today? Why do you say that they are only supporting their own interests when currently all I can see is that they're supporting the people? We're finding such by finding such solutions to these financial, these economic issues such as finance. I'd go to the second proposition speaker. You said that she said that she is a leader who understands the wishes of her people. But yet, in all you started even by saying that we should just say no and no to this finance bill. And do you know the consequences that of not passing this finance bill can bring to this country? Let me give you a very good example. Neo-colonialism. You know what it is? Do you know the profound impacts that on not taking this finance bill can bring to our country? There are some threats to the Kenyan government that if we do not pay these debts, they will take our ports, they will take the main income generating activities that help these foreign countries that we owe. Those are the threats that we're experiencing. These things can bring very harsh impacts. Imagine having our main source of income as a country being taken by another country just for the sake of paying those taxes. And you don't want to implement a solution that can help reduce the burdens that we have in our country. He also started saying, he also opposed my teammate saying that by saying that he only used a Kiswahili word in explaining, but I would like to tell you that there are two official languages in this case, that is English and Swahili. Let's go to the third proposition, Speaker. You started by saying Gen Z mode activated, yet this finance bill and this controversial, this finance bill talks are not just concerning Gen Zs, but all the people of Kenya, not just Gen Zs alone. You also talked about saying that politics, according to Jane Ojiku, is not about the unity of a party. Yet I would like to remind you that one of the qualifications to be in a position in parliament is to be in a party or independent, or to be an independent candidate. Let's remind you that. Now, you also said that we should not focus on paying this finance bill at a fast rate. So my question to you is, do you want this finance bill to be taken on to the other generations that are denied? Do you want this finance bill to be taken to these other generations that follow us? Do you want your children to suffer the same burdens that we are facing right now? Do you want the children, all of your children, to continue doing the same thing? I don't think so. I'd like to further emphasize on my teammates' points. My first speaker here came and mentioned that Jane Ojiku, as a woman in parliament, can receives a lot of backlash in her political role as a female. In which you all understand, if let's say a female in this Kenya is taken out of the political seat, for her to get back is very, very hard, and that is a very good fact, because the women in this Kenya are very subjected to harsh conditions in politics. My second speaker also mentioned that taxation, being a source of wealth in this country, in which I very much agree. Because in order to pay this bill, these taxes that we have to pay these debts that we have to these countries, there's some methods that we have to implement in order to do it. We must look at the bigger picture, not just the small issues that we might address over here. So also talked about the practicity of legislative goals. But due to the interest of time, I may not further elaborate. I have been called a Raka, the third speaker, and I'd like to move to my speech.
So, in your presence once again, Ms. Kevin why exactly we have taken this motion. So first, I would like to emphasize on a few things that myself, and my Senate Speaker said. The PRC started by saying the cost of living is because not only by taxation but by debts, which are increasing day by day. We keep on borrowing, and as my Speaker has just mentioned, these governments, they need that money that we took from them, so they're going to look for other ways to be able to take that money from us because we can't pay them. So that's why, as my second speaker said, we should pay taxes because of our debts. Also, as I said, they make these decisions because they have reasons, but they don't have time to tell us all the reasons step by step, right? Because they want to achieve some political goals, as my second speaker said. They want to achieve some certain political goals that either we don't have enough knowledge to understand, or that they cannot tell us. And then again, to uphold party discipline and unity. As my third speaker has said, you said that it's not about party discipline, but you can't be a member of parliament or a member of the government without being disciplined to your party. It's not possible. You can't just go there without being part of a party. Now, there's some other things that I want to correct myself on. Now, do you realize that in other countries, people can't even walk on the streets? Do you know why? Because the government collapsed. They collapsed because they didn't have money. Because, like, a perfect example is our neighboring country, Somalia. It collapsed. People can't walk on the streets anymore because wherever you go, because the government can't provide security. That is the reason why right now I can talk to you here and we're all safe. Because the money that you give the government, they use to provide security. They use it to provide all these things that we use day by day. They use it to make sure that all of us are okay. So when you ask me that question, would I rather pay 1,000 or 3,000 to live? Let me ask you a question. Would you rather stay somewhere where you're paying 3,000 to live in a safe environment, where you and your family and your children and your parents can walk safely because the government has money? Or would you rather walk in a place whereby at any second you get shot because there's no security? At any second there's no water because the government can't provide for that? Would you want to be in a place whereby death is at any corner? Now you see, from that response, I guess you're happy with the bill. So now to continue, another thing is that my third speaker over here, he gave a good quote from his history teacher that no matter how long you've been in the dark, you can change. That is, I don't know if it was the second speaker or the third speaker, I think it was the second speaker, sorry. The second speaker said that no matter how long you've been in the dark, you can change. So if Jane stays in this political position, she can change things. She can make a difference. Because no matter how long those people have been in the dark, they can still see light. As you are the ones who have told me right now. And then you told me it's the Kiswahili word. Mandamano these days has become an English word in the dictionary. Mandamano is an English word. These days, mandamano is an English word in the dictionary. Now, as to finish, I would like to say that is one of the reasons why we have already taken this debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that very kind. Now let's welcome the last speaker.
Ladies in the room, gents in the room, I am here to tell you why Njiri School has already won this motion. Because when you speak in a debate like this, your purpose is to solve the problem at hand. Team proposition solved the problem. How? We gave the reason why Jane should vote no, and we gave an alternative to this finance bill. They only said that there should be higher taxation. You cannot refuse that you have said there should be higher taxation, because by Jane saying yes to this, the taxes will rise, the cost of living will rise. You have said that the high taxation and cost of living in Kenya should rise, but you have not explained how this will impact the economy in a positive way. But we have. And how have we done that? We have given a reason. We have shown that when there is higher taxation, people are suffering by paying 3,000 to live instead of the current 1,000 to live. We have given an alternative. Instead, of going with their way of imposing higher taxes on everyone, why not impose higher taxes on things that are not important in our lives? How is tobacco important in our lives? How is alcohol important in our lives? Why not tax them more than taxing everyone? We have given an alternative. By this, we mean that we want a fair finance bill. Instead of taxing everyone at a very high rate, a fair finance bill should be made. The only way this is possible is by Jane voting no. If she votes no, then there will be a fair finance bill in which things that are not important are taxed more. People are taxed less. You cannot say that if tobacco is taxed more in this country, then there are people who will suffer. Yes, there are people working in these tobacco farms. But if they are taxed more, then as you said, taxes increase the rate of development of a country's economy. If they are taxed more, the economy of this country will be better and they will not suffer. So instead of taxing everyone at a very high rate, we have given an alternative to tax those things which are not important. Instead of going with their way, they have told us that Jane should vote yes. They have not told us why. They have told us that Jane should vote yes. But this will only make the people suffer more. So Njiri School has won. We have given a reason, we have given an alternative, we have explained to you why we are voting no. I'm sure everyone is voting no to the current finance bill. If you are voting yes, lift up your hand. I see no hands. I believe we have won.